Hello guys, this is Neha. Welcome to my channel Guruaura. And in today's video, we are going to understand the term real function and look into different type of operations related to real function like addition, subtraction, multiplication and quotient and real valued function multiplied by some scalar. So let's start. So before defining what are real valued function and real function, let's recall what are real numbers. The set of real number is made by combining the set of rational numbers and the set of irrational numbers. So we can say that the real numbers include the natural numbers, the whole numbers, integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. Now let's see what are real valued function. A function f defined from a to b is called a real valued function if b is a subset of R. If b is a subset of R, we can say that the function is a real valued function. Now real function, if a and b both are subsets of R, then f is a real function. So a function f defined from a to b is called a real valued function if b is a subset of R. What is R here? The real numbers. And if a and b both are subsets of R, then f is a real function. So let's see the operations on the real functions. Let f and g be any two real functions, f defined from x to R and g defined from x to R, where x is a subset of R, where R is a real number. And alpha be a scalar quantity, that means alpha is any real number. So what we have considered? We have considered two functions named f and g and a scalar quantity, a real number, that is alpha. Fine. Now let's see the addition of two real functions. Addition of two real functions will give us a new function f plus g defined from x to R, defined by f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x for all x belongs to capital X, where here capital X is what? The subset of R, the subset of real numbers. So what will we do while doing addition of two real functions? We just add the two functions f of x plus g of x. Now if we need to perform the subtraction of a real function from another, what we do is we get again a new function f minus g defined from x to R, defined by f minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x for all x belongs to x, where this capital X is a subset of real numbers. Fine. So if we need to find the difference, what we have to do is we need to just subtract the two functions f of x minus g of x. Now next, multiplication by a scalar. Again, when we multiply a function by a scalar, we get a new function alpha f defined from x to R, defined by alpha f of x will give you alpha f of x, the function for all x belongs to x. Here again this capital X is what? The subset of the real numbers. Clear? Next, if we see the multiplication of two real functions, here the two real functions are f and g. So again we get a new function f times g such that this function is defined from x to R and defined by f g of x is equal to f of x times g of x for all x belongs to x, where again x is a subset of real numbers. So to find the product of two real functions, what we need to do is we need to multiply the two functions. Yes. Next, if we are told to find the quotient of two real functions, then what we have to do is we will again get a new function f by g defined from x to R, defined by f by g of x is equal to f of x by g of x. provided we always need to remember that this denominator g of x cannot be equal to 0. And again, x belongs to capital X, where capital X is a subset of R. So we have seen the operations addition, subtraction, multiplication by a scalar, multiplication and quotient. Now, in case of addition, we just need to add the two functions. In case of subtraction, we just need to subtract the two functions. In case of multiplying by scalar, we will multiply the scalar quantity by the function. For the multiplication, we need to multiply the two functions, and for the quotient of two real functions, we need to divide the two functions, but we need to always remember that the denominator cannot be equal to 0. Now let's solve some problems. So here comes the first question. Let f of x is equal to x square and g of x is equal to twice x plus 1 be two real functions. So we need to find f plus g of x, f minus g of x, f g of x and f by g of x. Now how will we do this? So let's start with the first one, f plus g of x. So if we need to find f plus g of x, what we will do is we will add the two functions separately, f of x plus g of x. And what is f of x? F of x is equal to x square. And what is g of x? G of x is equal to twice x plus 1. So we'll just substitute here. So x square plus twice x plus 1. This is the answer for f plus g of x. Next, so we have f minus g of x, subtraction. So again, what we will do is we'll subtract the two functions. We'll take the difference of the two functions. So what is the value of f of x? X square, and g of x twice x plus 1. Now what we will do is, if we open the bracket, please keep in mind the signs. So here the sign will be minus twice x minus 1. So we get x square minus twice x minus 1 as the difference. So f minus g of x will give you x square minus twice x minus 1. Next, we need to find the product. F g of x is equal to f of x times g of x. Yes, and f of x is equal to x square and g of x is equal to twice x plus 1. Now if we open the bracket, it will be x square times 2x, which will give us twice x cube, plus 1 is here. So x square times 1 will give us x square. So the final answer is 2x cube plus x square. Now the last one, f by g of x. So f by g of x is equal to f of x by g of x. Yes, here f of x is x square and g of x is twice x plus 1. So we have x square by twice x plus 1. But what we know is the denominator cannot be 0. So for what x value will the denominator be 0? For x is equal to minus half. If we substitute in place of x minus half, what will happen is the denominator will become 0. So we need to exclude this value of x. X cannot be equal to minus half. Yes, so we got the 4 values, f plus g of x, f minus g of x, f g of x and f by g of x. Yes. Now let's see the next question. Here again, f and g are two functions defined from real to real and respectively by f of x is equal to x plus 1 and g of x is equal to twice x minus 3. We need to find f plus g, f minus g and f by g. Okay, so let's start with f plus g. If we do f plus g of x, what we need to do is we need to add the two functions, f of x plus g of x. So the f of x is equal to twice x plus 1 given in the question, and g of x is mentioned to be twice x minus 3. So we substitute the values here and then we open the bracket in the next step, and then we get x plus twice x and 1 minus 3. So x plus twice x will give us thrice x, and 1 minus 3 will give us minus 2. Next we will do the difference. F minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. Now what is f of x? That's x plus 1. And what is g of x? Twice x minus 3. Now if we open the bracket, please look at the signs carefully. So minus plus will be minus, and minus minus will be plus here. So x plus 1 minus twice x plus 3. Now I shall just separate the constants and the variables. So here it will be x minus twice x plus 1 plus 3. X minus twice x will give me minus x plus 4. Fine. Now let's see the last one. That's f by g. F by g of x is equal to f of x by g of x. Yes. Now what's the value for f of x? It's x plus 1. And what's the value of g of x? It's twice x minus 3. But we know that the denominator cannot be 0. So for what value of x will the denominator be 0? Let's find that. Twice x minus 3 cannot be equal to 0. So we just take 3 to the right hand side. So it will be twice x cannot be equal to 3, and then to find the value of x, we'll take the 2 to the right side. So it will be x not equal to 3 by 2. Now if we substitute 3 by 2 here in the denominator, we get 0. So x cannot be equal to 3 by 2. X will be any real number, but it cannot be equal to 3 by 2, because if x is equal to 3 by 2, the denominator will be 0, which is not possible. Hence x is not equal to 3 by 2, and we are here with all the 3 solutions. Clear? This brings us to the end of this video. If you have any more questions or stuck with a problem, go visit my website guruaura.com and post your questions. I will be happy to answer your questions. Hit that like button if you like my video, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.